So you probably already noticed that the text stack inside Foundation 6 does not support styled text. It uses Markdown. And the reason for this is because, well, Markdown produces really nice, clean code that the browser understands and is easy and properly styled with CSS. Styled text has a lot of issues, and sometimes overwriting the styles of it, especially if you copy and paste things from the web or from a document. A lot of times those documents bring along their styles, and it's very difficult sometimes for us to override those styles, and you get inconsistent styles on your web pages. We don't want that. So we've gone with Markdown inside for text. Now, I know this is really concerning for some of you because maybe you're scared of that Markdown syntax. But let me show you why you shouldn't be. Okay? If you don't want to learn how to do a header in Markdown or things of that nature, you know what? That's okay. You can still just use the text stack as text, right? Because a lot of times what we want to do is we just want a paragraph. And you know what you need to do for Markdown to write a paragraph? You just write a paragraph, right? And you can have as many as you want. And the paragraphs produced by the text stack in Foundation 6 are so much better for your websites than styled text. It's just type as if you were typing a normal paragraph. Forget all about Markdown. Now, if you want a header, that's easy. You don't need to use Markdown for the header. Guess what? You could just build things how we have for years. Just add the header stack above it, and you're good to go. To be honest, this code, there's really no benefit to using the Markdown headers over the header stack. It's the same amount of code in the end, to be honest. And in fact, the header stack gives us a lot more flexibility because we can actually style the header independently. We can do a lot of other things with the header that we can't if it's buried inside of a text stack. But it's great that we have the option, right? It's great that we have that option if we want to put it in the text stack. And I'll have another video for text if we want to dive into a little bit more about the Markdown inside text. But in this video, I just wanted to get you used to the text and then not be scared. If you just want a paragraph of text, you know, go ahead and use the text stack. And if you just need a header, go ahead and use the header stack. Let's look at some of the options that we have in both of these. So in the header stack, we have the ability to define whatever header we want, as well as some other things you might notice that are odd. As you see, we can actually use the header stack as a paragraph and some span and some figure captions and whatnot. These are great for if you just want to have, a small sentence, maybe a caption underneath something. A lot of times this might just be a little bit nicer than using the text stack because it just gives us a little bit more flexibility. Okay, so you can go ahead and set your header to be a paragraph and then type in your content in here however you like. Now, just like previous versions of Foundation, you can actually add a small segment to the header. So if you notice here, we have a small segment. And if we preview this, you'll see that it adds a small segment to kind of the end. And you have the ability to change the size and the styling of this small segment inside Site Styles. You can add a link to your header. You can change the alignment options. We have a nice new underscore feature as well, where if you just want to kind of do a little accent line underneath your headers, you can easily do that. Next, we have the ability to truncate the text, which means depending on how long the line is, it'll have the little ellipsis, the 3 dots, and it won't allow this line to actually go more than one line of text. That's a really useful feature. Then we have the ability to define it as a subheader, which kind of gives us an alternate style for our header text. Now, the settings in the text stack are super simple. Essentially, we have the ability to remove the top and bottom margins. Depending on the content that you add into the text stack, you might have some top and bottom margin. So this allows you to trim that really easily. And then we have an alignment option.